The Google Pixel 10 Pro XL is the Pixel phone to buy this year. The Pixel 10 Pro can match the Pro XL on the most important features, but the benefits of the larger display, along with a couple of features that are simply better on the XL device, make the Pixel 10 Pro XL my favorite of the new Pixel family, and the phone I would recommend first but not last. I feel confident recommending the Pixel 10 Pro XL above the rest and above any other Android phone you can buy right now, because I spent the last year using the Pixel 9 Pro as my primary work phone. That means I know exactly why the Pixel is a great phone for being productive, but I also know that I wish I would had a bigger screen than the 9 Pros. The Pro XL will be my primary device this year for sure. If you haven't checked out a Pixel phone in a while, you really should head to a store and get your hands on one. The latest Pixel 10 Pro XL is polished and well built, with a refined look and gorgeous materials and color combinations. It's a much nicer looking phone than the latest iPhone 16 Pro Max, and it delivers on a number of features Apple hasn't been able to match. Google's AI features are the most advanced on any smartphone and often most unobtrusive. The newest AI features like Magic Q and the live translation don't feel pushy or overblown, and they don't produce embarrassing or useless results. Google is pushing AI into the background as a silent helper where it should be. Of course, all of the new Pixel 10 series phones have Google's advanced new AI features like the live translator that not only converts your language into another tongue, it also speaks with a voice that sounds remarkably like yours. That may sound alarming from a privacy viewpoint, but Google says this processing happens on the Pixel 10 Pro XL and not on a distant cloud computer, so your conversations and your voice should be safe. So what makes the Pixel 10 Pro XL so special, the best of the Pixel 10 bunch? First of all, Google's Pixel displays, so-called Super Actua displays, are among the best you will see on any smartphone. These screens are bright and colorful and very sharp. When the screen is this good, I want as much screen as I can get, so I prefer having the larger XL display at 6.8 inches. It's 0.5 inches bigger diagonally than the Pixel 10's display, and that equals 13 square centimeters of extra screen space. The Pixel 10 Pro XL also has the largest battery of all the new Pixel phones, and that equates to the longest battery life, both in my real-world testing and our battery rundown test. It wasn't a massive difference. The Pixel 10 Pro XL only lasted an hour longer than the Pixel 10, still every bit helps. The Pixel 10 Pro XL also charges faster than any other Pixel 10 device, whether you are charging wirelessly or with a USB-C cord. If you have a 45-watt charger, the Pixel 10 Pro XL can charge that fast compared to the 30-watt charging on the other two Pixel 10 phones. The Pixel 10 Pro XL can also use faster wireless charging. Again, it's not a huge difference, but every detail matters. The biggest benefit for me is the combination of Google's winning Super Actua display with the Pixel 10 Pro XL cameras. If I am taking serious photos, I want the biggest viewfinder possible to get the right shot. The extra screen space on the Pro XL phones felt like a big advantage, and if photography is important to you, I'd recommend the Pro XL phone first. The Pixel 10 Pro has the exact same camera specs, but having the bigger Pro XL display helped me take better shots. Are there other benefits to the Pro XL? Well, not really. It isn't any faster than the Pixel 10 Pro or even than the Pixel 10. In our benchmark tests, the extra RAM in the Pro models didn't seem to make much difference. Pixel phones still disappoint if you only care about the numbers. I don't rely on benchmarks, though the Pixel 10 Pro XL was satisfying and quick in almost every task. There was some lag on the camera, but most of other features, including the latest AI helpers, ran smoothly with no delays. Google has another winner with the Pixel 10 Pro XL and the whole Pixel 10 family. Between the premium design, the excellent software, and the advanced AI features, this is a phone that iPhone fans should seriously consider, and Galaxy owners should envy. I'll be keeping this phone close by, snapped to my MagSafe charging stand until an even better Pixel comes along. I remember the days when a new phone would cost the same but come with more storage and RAM than last year's model because component costs had decreased. This year's Pixel 10 Pro XL is more expensive than before and it comes with 256 GB of storage, but I'm not awarding Google any medals for giving the phone enough space. This phone should be cheaper. To be fair, 256 GB of storage is the right amount unless you play a ton of games or you shoot video with your phone at high resolution. There's a 1TB model available, but only serious enthusiasts need apply, and you know who you are. The color options this year are a bit drab. I like the moonstone color and the jade, but they aren't very exciting. My review unit is the porcelain white, which looks classy but a bit bland. Google also sent along a silicone case with magnets built in that matches the phone perfectly. If you want the 1TB storage option, it's only available in the black obsidian. The Google Pixel 10 Pro XL is the Pixel 10 Pro all blown up. It doesn't add any extra buttons or physical details. The two phones look identical, just at a different scale. That's a good thing because the Pixel 10 Pro is a great looking phone and it keeps the same exact design as the Pixel 9 Pro. That was my favorite phone of last year. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I like the Pixel 10 Pro XL design even more than the latest iPhone 16 Pro Max. It feels just as refined as Apple's phone with fewer unnecessary buttons to get in the way. Does anyone actually use the camera control? I know I don't. To be fair, I don't use the temperature sensor on the back of the Pixel 10 Pro XL, but I can ignore that easier than a button. The color options are a bit professional and bland, but closer inspections shows more attention to detail than I would have expected from Google. The jade color of my Pro review sample, for instance, was matched with a light gold frame that looks barely glided. It's a gorgeous match. The speaker grills on the bottom of the phone are new and color matched to the frame you choose. It's a nice touch that most people won't ever notice. I have no complaints about the Pixel 10 Pro XL design except that I would like to see more interesting color options. Google at least matches its phones perfectly with its silicone case colors, and like the Pixel 10 phones, the latest cases have magnets inside that secure a very strong connection to any Pixel Snap or MagSafe accessories you might buy. The Pixel 10 Pro XL and the Pixel 10 Pro have identical camera lenses and sensors, but I am calling the Pro XL the better camera phone because of the larger display and longer battery life. Both of those attributes are features that camera buyers look for, and they make a difference when shooting the pixels. The photos I got from the Pixel 10 Pro XL were fantastic, perhaps the best I have seen on any camera phone. The Pixel 10 Pro XL took photos with very accurate colors and plenty of details at every focal range. For night photography, it was no contest. The Pro XL took pics that looked like I had a professional flash gun attached, while the iPhone shots looked much darker and lacked focus. You can see plenty of AI help in the photos, but usually the results don't look fake or off-putting. The only downside to Pixel photography is Google's camera app. It's a nightmare. It's hard to use with settings that seem to conflict with each other. Adjust one setting like changing from 12 megapixel to 50 megapixel resolution, and a handful of other settings suddenly go dark without warning. Here you can see some camera samples of the new Google Pixel 10 Pro XL. Google's made a few but effective upgrades to the Pixel 10 Pro XL. It's a masterclass in efficiency, changing and improving just enough to stay almost the top of the pack in the most areas. The display's brightness is unmatched, and the camera's ultra-wide perhaps aside offer a balanced, natural look that I can see a lot of people liking. It's unfortunate the Pixel 10 series is still the lowest powered of the flagship phones on sale today and lags behind its main rivals on battery efficiency. Hopefully, access to Google's latest AI tools makes up for that for anyone who decides to take the plunge, although perhaps give it a couple of months if this is your primary reason. Hopefully by then the seemingly incomplete Magic Q and the preview version of the camera coach will have been made whole. The Galaxy S25 Ultra may still be a better pick for you if you want more power and power efficiency from your phone. The Pixel 10 Pro may also be a better fit than the XL considering you only sacrifice display size and battery life for a cheaper phone that's otherwise just as capable as its large sibling. But the Pixel 10 Pro XL is the most capable of competitive of Google's latest batch of phones. If you are buying a phone right now and want best-in-class software combined with top-tier hardware, this Pixel is probably the one to pick.